Feels so damn good to be back. Yo, what's up, world? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to season 4 of Chicago Bears Weekly. We are in episode 3 of Chicago Bears Weekly, and today's episode is going to be something to look forward to going into this 2020 season. Now, I've already previously made a video about nose tackle Eddie Goldman opting out of the 2020 NFL season due to health concerns over COVID-19, which I had previously said. It is 100% understandable. Some players don't want to take that health risk. I absolutely get it, and I will not ever knock Eddie Goldman for making that decision. But the fact that he made that decision is going to leave an open hole within the Chicago Bears defensive line. So in today's episode, I want to talk about a few replacements or potential replacements that can fill the void that Eddie Goldman left by opting out of the 2020 season. But before I start this video, I just want to make sure that you guys are staying absolutely safe out there. There is still a ton going on, and also about 60% of the people that watch my videos are not subscribed to the channel. So if you fall in that category, be sure to click that subscribe button and also click the notification bell so you will not miss a video that I upload. But y'all know what time it is. Without further ado, let's dive into it. Now, before I dive into who could potentially replace Eddie Goldman at the nose tackle position, I'm just going to briefly cover a few things that we will be missing with Eddie Goldman not being in the lineup. Number one, it takes a big hole into the depth of the defensive line. As most teams across the NFL do, they use a defensive line rotation, as those guys, of course, are bigger guys playing a lot of physical type of football, and with the size that they are, they can't necessarily play every single snap, especially when you're trying to get at the quarterback, stopping the run, and you have to deal with holding blocks on the offensive line. It's a lot to ask for a defensive lineman to play one single game without necessarily switching or getting out of a game to take a breather. And number two, Eddie Goldman has basically established himself to be one of the premier nose tackles that the NFL has to offer, and the Bears paid him handsomely with a 4-year, $44 million extension. You lose production, you lose ability to stop the run with his strength and his size, and he's also an underrated pass rusher at the nose tackle spot. And he's been key to the Bears' top 5, top 10 defense over the last 3 seasons. And you lose that guy who holds up blocks for guys like Akeem Hicks, linebackers Roquan Smith, and Danny Trevathan, and can take some blocks away from the pressure that Khalil Mack will see on a game-to-game basis. So you lose a lot when you lose a guy like Eddie Goldman opting out of the season. Now, there are a couple of guys that could potentially replace Eddie Goldman. The first guy that comes up is a guy that's already on the roster, and John Jenkins. Now, John Jenkins has already been a member of the Chicago Bears in 2017. Before this season even occurred, he was previously a Bear. Now, be it was a different defensive scheme with Vic Fangio that was a coordinator at the time, and now Chuck Pagano, the team still runs a 3-4 defense. And John Jenkins, he's been bounced around a bit throughout the course of his career, and he's been more of a rotational piece. So honestly, I don't think he will be the main guy that can step up into those shoes filled by Eddie Goldman. I always looked at him as more of a guy that's just part of a defensive line rotation versus being that type of a stud that Eddie Goldman is. So there are two other names that are still free agents that I think can really fill that void just a little bit better, or just have a more critical type of weight put on them than John Jenkins. The first name that comes to mind is Marcell Dareus, previously of the Buffalo Bills and the Jacksonville Jaguars. He's been a highly talented defensive tackle throughout some parts of his career. He's taken a stumble just a bit. It's still a little bit surprising that he is a free agent, being that he's very skilled and he's very talented, and he has the strength, he has the ability to move around, and he also has that ability to rush the passer and that inside position to kind of take pressure off of Akeem Hicks and Roy Robertson Harris on the rotation. He can fill that void of being a nose tackle. He has the size similar to Eddie Goldman. He's might be a little bit bigger framed, but I still think Marcell Dareus is a name that can step into the Chicago Bears rotation and help fill the void that was left by the absence of Eddie Goldman. Another name that can fill that void in the rotation is Damon Snacks Harrison, one of the better defensive tackles throughout the course of his career. Surprising that he's still a free agent. He has the size, he has the wherewithal, he has the get off, and he has that dog mentality rushing the passer and also more against the run to be a huge presence and a huge threat in the Bears defense. He brings another rotational piece that the Bears can use now that Eddie Goldman is out of the lineup. I've watched a bit of Damon Snacks Harrison, especially with his time with the Lions, and he's been a very productive player throughout the course of his career, not only with the Detroit Lions, but also with the New York Giants. Damon Snacks Harrison is one of those guys that can potentially fill the void. I don't think you're going to ever replace a guy like Eddie Goldman, but I say more fill the void because guys like Eddie Goldman don't come around every so often, especially to fill the nose tackle position in a 3-4 defense. So I think Snacks has the size to be that type of nose tackle that can really wreak havoc and have production throughout the course of this Chicago Bears defense. That is going to do it. That is all I have for you guys. Thank you guys for watching this week's episode. I've got plenty of videos lined up for the next couple of weeks. So like I said earlier, be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell so you will not miss any of the videos. And also, like this video, comment what you think about the potential replacements for Eddie Goldman. But I will be signing out at this moment. APW Sports signing out. Make sure that you guys have a great and excellent day, and I will see you guys on the next video. Peace out.
I wanna say thank you you to my mama and my daddy for making love the night that you had me. Wanna thank my friends, my sister and my brother.